President of the First Family, Jimmy Hart.
You know, what a great statement. People are tired of seeing him. Let me tell you something, man. People will never be tired of seeing Jimmy Hart. If the people here, or some of the people are lucky enough to have cable TV like I am around the city, if you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning from 8 to 9 o'clock, who do you see on Championship Wrestling from Atlanta, Channel 17? 95 million people see him all over the world, baby. Jimmy Hart.
We don't have you here today for a commercial endeavor. We're here just to talk to you about your plans for the future. We want to know what's going on with the First Family. I understand there's some new talent being brought in, new blood in the First Family. Is that right?
You better believe it. But what I want to know is, what is your plans for the future? You know, you made an announcement yesterday about if you don't win the World Championship by 1985, by the end of it, baby, then you're going to retire. So what's your future going to be? Let me tell you something, brother. Iron Mike Sharp, he is no pushover. He is probably one of the greatest professional athletes I've ever signed in my life. Abdullah the Butcher. That's right, baby. You better start shaking now, because I've got a contract on Abdullah the Butcher. And the list goes on. And I'm going to tell you, Lawler, when we get through with you, pal, there's nobody in the world that's going to give you a championship shot at anything.
Is that right? Well, we'll just see about that. You know, of course, a guy like Iron Mike Sharp. Before I go any further, let me ask you something about that coat. Where'd you get that coat? What happened? The guy at the carnival couldn't guess your weight, or what?
Pretty cute. Oh, great! What a great comedian.
You know, you'd think by now. I mean, what is the idea of all these ridiculous outfits and all of this garb that you put
You know
on?
what, a great comedian. Maybe that's what you can do after you retire, because like I said before, there's no way you're ever going to get a world championship shot. Maybe you can go back to painting or whatever you want to do on some street corner somewhere. But let me tell you something, baby. These are my outfits. They're special outfits that are made to me in Hollywood, California. You might could even buy them here at Chelsea Limited, because they ordered this stuff from Hollywood, California. It's something that you wouldn't wear, but it's something that Jimmy Hart would wear, because it's very attractive.
Okay, let's kind of go back in the past a little bit, if you don't mind. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about just how Jimmy Hart came to be. You know, there are a lot of wrestling fans that are not familiar with the origin of Jimmy Hart. We make new fans every day, and they just turn on the TV, and there you are all the time, it seems like. How about going back and telling them the true story of how you came to be in the wrestling profession?
Well, I'll be more than happy to. I'm glad you've asked that, because everywhere I go on all of my travels, everybody wants to know, how did Jimmy Hart get in professional wrestling? But I'm going to let the secret out today. Well, there was this old washed-up guy that came to me one time, and he said, you know what, I can't sing, I can't dance, but these people want me to cut an album. And I said, sure, I'll try to help you out if I can. And his name was Jerry Lawler. So we took him in the studio, and Lawler was singing. His voice was so bad, so horrible and so bad, I had to sit down behind the microphone to hide behind the little amplifiers and pantomime his voice for him. Okay. So after his albums were hits, and his singles were all over the radio, then he decided, you know what, I need you for my manager, because, you know, I've had a lot of managers in the past, but none of them had any class, pal. So what I do, I got with Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler had the Southern Heavyweight Championship belt. He had two of the World Champion, CWA World Championship belt, because I managed you, Jerry Lawler, to probably the heights of your career. So that's how I got in professional wrestling. Jerry Lawler came to me. He wanted me to help him with the music, and then he wanted to help me with all of his financial business, and that's how I got into it.
That's how you got in, huh?
That's right.
I don't guess you don't happen to remember the little the little dives that you were playing, like well, I'm not even going to mention the names, but the little sleazy nightclubs that you had to resort to playing, you and your band back then, that I happened to come and bail you out of. You don't remember those days, don't you?
I guess they could call you a lifesaver, right, Lawler? You know, why do you want to get on this TV show and tell all the people that for? Because let me tell you something. I've never played any sleazy clubs in my life. Everywhere I've ever played, baby, was on the tip-top of everything. You know it, and I know it, and the people know it, and I'm tired of you even saying that. If you had to bail me out, then why in the world would you get me to help you produce your records and write your songs for you and manage your career? Case closed.
What does records have to do with wrestling? I'm talking about wrestling. True, you sang backup on some of the records and that kind of stuff, but that has nothing to do with the wrestling. I simply felt sorry for you. I didn't realize what kind of a jerk you really were. Took you in as my manager, and then when I broke my leg playing football, you thought, boy, you said, oh, I've lost my meal ticket. So you dropped me like a bad habit and take my crown that I so graciously let you haul around. That was about your own responsibility. Make sure the crown was there at the matches. You take that, give it to Paul Eller, and crown a new king of wrestling, because you thought that I wasn't going to be able to do your meal ticket anymore. Now, that's the true story. Am I right or not?
You are absolutely wrong. Let me tell you what's happened, baby. Let me tell you a little story here, Lawler.
We don't have about 30 seconds.
Well, good. I'll make it quick then. You know, once upon a time, there was a snake laying out in the old snow, right? And the snake was laying down, and he wasn't moving. This old man walked by, and the old man walked by, and the snake raised up, and he said, Oh, man, please, I'm freezing to death. I am dying, baby. Please, put me in your jacket and keep me warm. Take me back to your house and keep me warm. If you don't, I'll die. So the old man picked the snake up, and he put him in his jacket, and he took him back to his home, and he laid him down by the fire. And the old man reached down to pick the snake up after he thawed out.
Could you write this in, Hart?
And the snake bit the old man in the neck. And the man laid there dying, and he said, Snake, what did you bite me for? You were laying out in the snow dying, and I saved your life. And you know what the snake said?
Yeah, I do.
You knew I was a snake when you picked me up. That's right. That's exactly what he said. And so, baby, you knew I was a snake when you signed me, baby, and look at you now. But I promise you this, Lawler, you will never make it to the World Heavyweight Championship match with whoever has it by the time you get there, baby, because Iron Mike Sharp, Abdullah the Butcher, you name them, we're going to get rid of you once and for all. So,
sure you are. That's all the time we have for you. You know, just like your stories. Your whole routine has been heard many, many times before, so...
and it's going to be heard a lot more, I promise
thanks
you
for being on the show in Mid-South Coliseum tomorrow night. We want to see you all down there. Right now, speaking of big, we got somebody that's big, and he's here on the Bad Guy segment. We're going to have to be talking to, not Plowboy, but Playboy Frazier, and along with you, I see you got the wimp, Jimmy Hart. Hello, Frazier. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, big mouth. Everybody can hear you, big mouth. All right, go ahead, Jimmy.
Oh, I'm lost for words. You know, Lawler, we wanted to bring the John on the show, because I know what you're going to probably start off saying. Where did you get that outfit, Frazier? Where did you get that outfit, Jimmy? But you know what we want to know, don't we? Where did you get that outfit, Lawler, huh?
Well,
some preppy store in town, is that it?
That's not what I was... That's not what I was going to say.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, look at Playboy Frazier, all dressed up and no face to go.
Really?
You like that, Art?
You know, 10,000 comedians out of work, and you've got to be one, Lawler. That's why this show was a big joke in the first place. We had to twist my arm to even bring this man on here.
That's a lie.
Up here had us on this junky thing, but it's my last appearance on here. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, that'll be fine with us because we happen to...
I know what you're going to say. You always say it. Let me tell you something, baby. I'll tell you, why don't you tell us? Why don't you give us a title shot for that Southern Belt? You know, he made a big statement, Playboy, and what was it?
Would you almost call...
World Belt, hey, I'm talking.
Would you almost call him?
Pardon?
What did you almost call him?
I didn't almost call him anything.
You almost called him
Playboy.
You almost called him Plowboy.
Look, there you are. He's trying to start dissension between us again, Playboy.
Never happened. You're my king. You are the king of Memphis.
You are talking to me, right?
Right. You should have the you should have the crown yourself.
You're right. I should have a show in the crown. Let me tell you something, Lawler. You know, you said a couple of weeks ago, you said if you don't win the World Championship by 1985, you're going to retire. You give this man a shot for the belt, and you will be in retirement, right, Playboy?
Right on. I want that belt. I'm here to take it. I'm going to have it.
Tell me a little bit about
what
is this Playboy routine? I mean, you've been, as you said yesterday, you've been Plowboy Frazier, you've been the Kamala 2, you've been the Lone Ranger, and you've been... Lord knows what else. You've been all kinds of things, and now you're the Playboy. You got yourself a tuxedo. What's the story?
I don't have one tuxedo. I have 10.
And where did you get them, baby?
That's right.
Genghis formal wear. That's right,
oh,
baby.
Boy.
They're furnishing this man with all of his tuxedos, baby.
What are you trying to do? Put him out of business by giving him a plug?
Where do you get your clothes? Tell me, where do you get your clothes?
Salvation Army.
No, wait. Where do you get yours, Lawler? Huh?
I get mine at Sam's, as a matter of fact.
They're still in business, damn. Preppies, all the preppies go there, Frazier.
Yeah,
you know, you wear little turtleneck sweaters. Oh, Ivy Leaguers, he's a preppy boy. Let me tell you something, Lawler. This is Playboy Frazier. You give us a shot at the Southern Belt, and I promise you, you'll be in retirement, big man.
That's all I want. Just that one shot at that belt, and you've gone, Lawler.
Okay.
Gone in retirement.
All right.
Might as well just give it.
Let's leave. He'll have the last say, so we're leaving. You're not going to cut us off there.
Oh, well. That's the wimp Jimmy Hart and Playboy Frazier. If he won a belt, he couldn't wear it anyway.